Silverstone is certainly a circuit rich in Formula One history. From Giuseppe Farina winning the first championship race held here in 1950, right through to Lewis Hamilton's 2008 masterclass on racing in the rain.
Silverstone is a power circuit. It demands downforce and total confidence in the car for a driver to keep their foot planted through Sector 2, through the high-speed corners at Woodcote and at Copse, and carrying on through Maggots and Beckett's. It's race day, and final preparations are underway.
All right, we're gonna move the camera because we're coming into race territory. Okay, so we know what our reports are. Let's look at the stops. So poor Ricardo is going to be starting from the pit lane. Now, engine use is going to be an issue. Okay, so Aerosmith, because of the penalties to the other drivers, is going to be starting in 16th place. It looks like a two-stop is going to be best for our drivers, and because of the potential overheating issues, I'm going to underfuel our cars. I'm trying to decide if I want 3 laps or 2 laps. Okay, fine. We're gonna call it 2 laps. I think 3 laps is risky unless there is a safety car, and it's a 75% chance of safety car. Okay, cool. So, so it should be 0. Fine. And we are what did we underfuel by? So 54, so 92. So yeah, it's 3.8 is what we've underfueled by. So this is going to become important for my number crunching later on in this race. Fine. Okay. Okay, in terms of the strategy, I'm actually reasonably happy with this. So strategy A gives us a race time of 1 hour and 17 minutes. That adds 11 seconds. Strategy C is worthwhile as well, but I don't like the way that works. Okay, I think A is definitely the best one. I see us getting lapped once, so I think this will not be an issue. So that is going to... so we're going to start on the softs. And on lap 16, we're going to pit for a set of mediums. And then on lap 36, we're going to pit for a set of softs again. I wonder, actually, if there's merit to us starting on the mediums. Yeah, actually, no, fuck it. Let's because we're a pit lane start, right? So we're not going to be fighting for position straight off the line. So let's take the D and get rid of all of this. So let's start on that new set of mediums and see how we go, and then we'll do soft. So the reason why this is good is that if there is an early safety car, this is going to give us a little bit extra flexibility. And then a new stint on the soft. So yeah, that is going to give us a little bit more in the way of flexibility. So, okay, let's get rid of that strategy that I just wrote down. So we're going to start on the mediums, and then on lap 22, now we are going to change to our first set of softs, and then on lap 37 now we are going to change to our second set of softs. So we're going to update this strategy. So this is going to be our race strategy for Ricardo. We only have one set of new mediums, but we have a shit ton of softs available to us now. So in effect, if there is a safety car, we can just come right off of the medium tires and go on to softs, and then basically do a 3-stop instead of a 2-stop, just going soft, soft, soft. You only have to use 2 different tire compounds. It doesn't say how long you have to use them for. You could do it for 1 lap and you're fine. So this, if there's a safety car, this could work in our favor, giving us some rubber to lay with. Yeah. Okay, fine. For Aerosmith, I'm kind of not happy about the way that this ends. We are expecting to get lap 1s. You know what? We'll play that by ear. Okay, we'll play that by ear. But I'm happy enough with this. I'm not sure what it says. That one. Okay. So she's about 3 seconds a lap slower than Ricardo. So we're gonna start on the soft, and then on lap 16, we're gonna change to the mediums, and then on lap 36. So we had to move the drivers off of this strategy anyway, because you know, that just didn't work. So that wouldn't have worked. So I'm just noting. So there is 3 sets of soft tire and 1 hard tire in reserve for Ricardo. For Aerosmith, so we have her strategy, and when we look at compounds, we have 1 set of soft. So in reserve, we've got 1 set of soft, 1 set of hard, and then 2 half sets of softs available. Fine. So we have those are our options that are available to us. We've underfueled our cars by nearly 4 kilograms. So the reason that I do this is that my engine typically runs hot because my chassis and my side pods don't allow for optimized cooling this early in like the development of the car. Remember, Hibble F1 started with a good pool of money, but the shittest factory and the shittest car that we could. So for me, it is better to underfuel my cars and not like go for lean fuel mixture. To avoid overheating the engine, basically, because the more it overheats, the more wear goes into the engine, and I don't have money to keep buying new engines. But it is now time to start the British Grand Prix.
Welcome back, everyone. The final preparations are now being made as we head into the race. There's a chance for Esteban Ocon to show what he can do here.
They sit in 17th, and let's be honest, no one wants to be at the back of the pack. But can they impress us here?
Here we go. It's time to go racing. Hold on tight. It's the British Grand Prix. And it's lights out, and away we go.
All right, here we go. So let's always defend, always attack. Defend, attack. And let's deploy that ERS.
This is your race now. Okay. Overtake available.
Okay, I'm not sure how Ricardo got himself up into 20th place. I think there was another pit lane starter I didn't quite see. But okay, yeah, slightly regretting the tire choices. There's Perez, got in. Nice, his penalty sent him so far down the order. Aerosmith is overtaking Perez.
Let's take a look now.
Yeah, right.
Now we're watching the action closely here.
Oh, he went off. He ran wide. Oh, Perez.
And that sees them move to 15.
Well, that is unfortunate for Perez. So Perez is down at the bottom having a bad day, and Aerosmith is up into 15th now. Yeah. All right, let's crunch some numbers. Fine. DRS is now enabled at the end of the first lap. So at the end of the first lap, Aerosmith has gained 1 place into 15th, courtesy of Perez running wide, and Ricciardo has gained 2 places ahead of Juan Manuel Carrera and Zhao to get up to 20th place. Now, I'm not sure who was all pit lane starters. There's a chance that both of those might have been pit lane starters, but we will see. And in a weird turn of events, Perez is having to defend against Daniel Ricciardo in a Hibble F1 car, which is pretty great. Oh hey, Aerosmith, we're watching the wrong fight. Aerosmith has somehow found a way past Pierre Gasly to take 14th place. There we go. DRS pass down the back straight. Look at that. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. Straight down the DRS. And then takes that inside line from Gasly in order to move up into 14th. However, there is going to be a... Okay. Aerosmith should get past Hulkenberg. So there isn't another DRS zone in what was the old start-finish straight. Coming into the Maggots-Beckett's Cops complex, Aerosmith has got a pretty secure 13th place. So there was no DRS run. We only... is Aerosmith going to go on Albon? She's gone past Albon! Jesus Christ, Aerosmith is taking no... Sorry, that was... Oh, Ricciardo overtook Perez. Okay, let's see how Ricciardo got past Perez. But Aerosmith is taking no prisoners. So somehow, Daniel Ricciardo in the potato car on medium tires... Alrighty. Nice. Ricciardo on his potato tires has gotten past Perez, who's tumbling down the order, and we're not going to get to see the replay, but Aerosmith is taking no prisoners and is up to 12th place. Okay, in fairness, Albon is on hard tires, so he might be doing a one-stop strategy this race, but yeah, nevertheless, this is a great run from Aerosmith. I imagine her, yeah, she is peak. She is peak racing performance right now. The only downside to this is that we're now out of DRS. So Albon is going to come past on the DRS zone, which makes sense. We're going to put these into this into pop-up mode in order to start recovering some ERS, and we will get ready to see what is happening. What is happening next? Gasly is overtaken Aerosmith. Okay, I missed that one, and I also missed the replay, but we are now tumbling down the order a little bit, which is kind of a little bit annoying there, but hey ho, what are you gonna do? What you gonna do when the come for you? Okay. Alright, I have our race fuel strategy figured out now. So we're going to leave the ERS in pop-up mode, try and build it up for a later point in the race. The good news is, although Gasly has overtaken Aerosmith... Oh, yellows. Why is there yellows? Okay, yellows are cleared. And it was Juan Manuel Carrera
Heading
who's having a
towards
very
Abbey.
mediocre season. Very mediocre
wheels
season
just
for
lock up
Carrera,
there.
but he
Now, they
locks
did
up.
leave it very late.
Ouch. That's at the start of the Maggots Beckett's Cops complex. So yeah, Gasly did get back ahead of Aerosmith, but he has had to burn a fair bit of tires to do so. Perez has finally found a way past Daniel Ricciardo on his like fucking on his harder tires. So yeah, well, Hulkenberg. Okay, Aerosmith's fantastic
Down at
start to the
Luffield.
race.
It's there for the taking.
Yeah, is not lasted, unfortunately. Hulkenberg now comes past on the DRS zone, coming into Luffield.
And Nico Hulkenberg gets himself ahead.
And so the only way for Aerosmith to get past is basically, there's no DRS at this point on the track. There's only the 2 DRS zones. So all she can really do is try and hold on to Hulkenberg's back bumper. Once again, the big saving grace is that Hulkenberg has had to spend 5% more tires in order to get past Aerosmith. So this could be really important for the strategy fight. And by making them burn their tires, we could be putting them into a position where they are going to be forced to maybe do like a 3-stop strategy. Aerosmith thinking about trying to get past Hulkenberg. Oh no, sorry, I'm looking at the wrong car. Sargent is thinking about trying to get past Aerosmith, but thankfully didn't make that happen. So we're going to hold on to 15th place. So we still gained for both drivers. Ricciardo is up 2 places and Aerosmith is up 1. So this is still progress. But this is a higher speed track. So this is probably going to be a little bit more difficult for us to make progress on the track. For us, this is basically going to be about maintaining tire strategy and playing into the safety car. Here we go, Aerosmith has got the... nope, I'm looking at the wrong car again. Sargent's got the DRS on Aerosmith. There was no way that was going to happen. Aerosmith trying to hold on to the inside line, but can't quite make it happen. And unfortunately, we do tumble another place to the DRS. And Sargent is probably the first one to get past Aerosmith, who's not had to really burn his tires to do so. We know that the Williams is a strong car compared to ours, but this is not a good result because we need to keep both Saubers and both Alpines behind us to maintain our strong showing in the World Championship. And right now we've got like one of each car ahead of our drivers. So, you know, this isn't great. Aerosmith is fighting for her life. God damn it. Yeah. Not really sure what else we can make of this. The other problem is because Aerosmith is running in dirty air, her temperatures are increasing a bit. But yeah, we're just not able to stay on the back of Sargent. Just to double check, we're not running any of this. We're still pretty confident, so here's hoping we can try and turn this confidence into track position. But Magnussen is right on the tail end of Aerosmith, and Sargent is pulling away from us quite a fair bit. I think this is probably one of the first times that we've seen Aerosmith really start to struggle in race performance. She's normally a dog shit qualifier, but is really quite switched on when it comes to actual factual race pace. We weren't able to make any considerable gains towards... So, well, actually, no, I tell a lie. We've taken half of a second out of Logan Sargent in front of us, who is himself right on the back of Hulkenberg. So this little train is starting to close up quite a little bit. Aerosmith's in the tow. She's using that to try and get right on the back of Sargent as close as she can. We're going to come into the second of the lap's 2 DRS zones. So Aerosmith's DRS is open. She is trying to close up on Logan Sargent now within a 1/10 of a second, within 2/10 of a second. Sargent is himself attempting an overtake on a Hulkenberg, and Sargent has made it happen. Looks like a little bit of wheel-to-wheel action. Can Aerosmith also capitalize past Hulkenberg? But no, she can't. We split the Hasses. So Magnussen has come with us. We're got a Hibble F1 sandwich. The good news for us is that we are forcing the Hasses to eat their tires. Their tire use is quite different compared to us and our car. So this could all filter into the strategy discussion later on in this here automobile race. So DRS is open. I want to try and get some screenies of some nice close racing action. And Aerosmith is glued to the rear panel of Hulkenberg here in front of us. Oh, we're going to try it down the inside line. Hang on a minute, we got... Oh, that's what I wanted, that's what I wanted. Okay, that actually kind of turned out a little bit dog shit. Look at the Haas. So Perez is even struggling to get past the Hasses. I think this is the second time that we have seen Perez really quite far down the order. The soft-tired Zhao and Pereira are really struggling to get past Ricardo, although they are within distance to do so. But this fight, Aerosmith is really trying her hardest to get past Hulkenberg. She's got the DRS now, and so does Magnussen. They're trying to go 3 wide, coming into where even are we in the lap? Oh Christ! Wait, where are we on the lap? Oh yeah, we just finished the back straight, and we get past Hulkenberg on the DRS. We're not going to watch it happen, because we did just see it happen. Ooh, and Zhao has developed a fault. Interesting. So, if I seem a bit confused, it's because, like, the majority of my time with the Silverstone circuit, I'm looking at, like, the Silverstone National circuit. So, basically, in Silverstone National, this here... Oh, actually, hang on, you can't see from my face. This here on the map is the start-finish straight. And you go through the kind of Maggots-Beckett's complex. And then, basically, here... You turn around and you basically join in here. Oh, there's yellows. Why is there yellows? Oh no. This means it's going to involve one of my cars. Oh no.
We have a yellow.
Here's the replay.
Oh, maybe not.
Oh, all right so far.
So it's Carrera.
Round they spin. And
Oh,
ultimately,
he is just
unable to bring the car under control.
He is having a bad time this race. Yeah, okay, fine. So normally when it pauses like that, it's usually worrying because it like when it shows you a replay, it's either because it's involved one of your drivers with permanent damage, or it's like a red flag basically. Oh my goodness, Aerosmith is holding up an absolute freight train here. Jesus Christ. But yeah, so the Silverstone National Circuit, as opposed to the GP circuit, is a shortened version of the track, which is used for things like British Touring Car and other kind of like national level competitions. And that's kind of much more of what I'm used to. So like basically all of this part of the track, I'm just going, huh? What? What is this? Okay, Aerosmith has dropped back massively from Hulkenberg. He has made ridiculous gains. Jesus Christ. Ricardo has, however, pulled away quite significantly from the now injured Zhao, and we are starting to close the gap down on
Update on tires when you can.
In terms of tyre wear performance, both cars are doing really well at tyre management, so I'm pretty happy with this. So, as we approach lap 10, let's take stock of this race. Max Verstappen is leading this race, absolutely fighting for his life from Charles Leclerc, who is absolutely all over the back of Verstappen, trying to take the lead of this race. And here we go, as they come round to finish straight to begin lap number 10 of this race. Verstappen is in the lead, closely followed by Charles Leclerc. Carlos Sainz is 5 seconds adrift in 3rd place, having just taken it from Lando Norris, who follows him half a second behind. Oscar Piastri is in a race of his own, as is Lewis Hamilton, George Russell, and Alonso is fighting off. Ooh, hang on, yellows somewhere. I've got yellows. Is it going to tell us why we had yellows? Oh, Albon. Oh, Albon's had a vicious
Alex Albon is
lockup.
part of this.
Let's have a look at this.
Here. And there's the lockup. And they
Oh, so he locks up.
Passenger.
So he misses the gravel, but he has to slow right down. Where did he come back? Did one of our drivers be able to take that one? No. Oh, what happened to Aerosmith? She's down in 17th. Oh, I think we've had to take avoiding action. I think we've had to take avoiding action, and it's cost us quite a few places. We're now side by side with Perez, which is still a wild statement to say. We're absolutely wheel to wheel with Perez coming into where the fuck are we? Okay, we're coming into the I guess the first straight. We've got the DRS trying to catch back up to Perez on the entry into Luffield, and that is really going to happen. So we're going to come around to the original start-finish straight and see if we can't get the toll towards Perez. But yeah, this has cost us positions. Our cars are very almost side by side on the track now, but our tires are kind of starting to give up the ghost a little bit, which is kind of not ideal. Having said that, with the exception of Perez, who is in a much faster car anyway, and Sargent, we are kind of among the better soft tire runners in our portion of the field. So this is okay. Perez is in a ridiculously fast car. He just cannot find a way past. And hopefully his fast car is going to allow us to close the gap. So we've just come out of the DRS zone, coming into the final complex before the start-finish straight. Oh, you can see they're jostling. So as they jostle, hopefully that is going to cost them time and allow us to close up onto the back of them. That would be quite nice. Ricardo is now within DRS distance of Esteban Ocon. So this is going to prove really interesting. So if he can put pressure on Ocon, that is going to give Aerosmith a little bit of security. So Ricardo's DRS is open, as is Aerosmith's. Can we close down that gap?
Zoo coming now.
No. Not really.
Zoo, 3 behind.
Not really. So it's all a bit of a maelstrom for positions, but we have now lost out. So Aerosmith has lost out 2 places, so her fantastic start to this this Grand Prix has unfortunately not come to anything. And somehow that new gearbox that we put in... Oh no! Fuck! Because we reloaded the save for Ricardo... Ah, we didn't... Because we reloaded the save for Ricardo... We forgot to put the new gearbox in. So Aerosmith still has that wounded fucking gearbox. This is really unfortunate. Ah, beans. Okay, I'm gonna have to compromise Aerosmith's race a bit. Because we can't risk getting a gearbox fault, because if we DNF this race, then that's like the worst possible outcome. There's still a chance of safety car, there's still a chance of some jank, but that explains why we kind of started falling down the order quite a lot. Juan Manuel Carrera is going to open up the pit stops now, and I think we're going to start to see some of these cars come into the pits very, very imminently. Ricardo, with his harder tyres, is chasing down Esteban Ocon. They're about evenly matched on medium tyres. So it's going to be them to race pace between the 2 drivers. Ricardo with a little bit more kind of experience under his belt. Let's see if he can find a way past Esteban Ocon. Aerosmith is now on the back of Magnussen, but in turn Ocon is right on the back of her. We have had to tell Aerosmith to avoid the dirty air and to avoid the high risk curbs to prevent our gearbox from taking any more damage than it has. Yeah, this isn't good, and we do lose out to Ocon, which is annoying. And the gearbox has now developed an actual issue. So the gearbox has developed an acceleration issue due to overheating. Whoa, what was that? What the fuck was that? Oh, Albon spins!
Let's have a look at that. Now we're watching the action closely here.
So we hang on. So we get past Ocon. So Aerosmith gets past Ocon, and then at some point we're going to see. Yeah, there we go. He just spins in the front left there.
There's a yellow flag now.
The Albon, just entirely on his own, has just decided this race is going too well for me. Let me fuck it up. And yeet, around he goes.
Sorry.
That is not the view you want to see. Yeah, Albon with 2 walk-ups and a spin. He is not having a good race. Is Alexander Albon. This is not good for him, but it is good for our team. Okay, we are now within the pit window. And is this powertrain issue? So it is just a temporary issue, so it may resolve it may resolve itself. Ricardo is now attempting to close up this gap to Esteban Ocon. Once again, by putting pressure on him, that's hopefully going to give Aerosmith a chance to get away. Not being able to follow in the dirty air and not being able to take high-risk corners is going to compromise Aerosmith's race. But yeah, we're just going to have to take it from there. So 10 laps into the race, we are not using fuel. We're not saving fuel as fast as we would like to. So what we need to do is we need to consider if we are going to get lapped. So now, okay, I think we'll be lapped by lap 35. So I don't have to worry too much about this, I reckon. And here we go, the pit lane, the pits have opened up with Hulkenberg, Gasly and Albon now in the pits with their wounded tyres. Magnussen, for some weird reason, is staying out, which will hopefully give Aerosmith, with her 5% tyre advantage, a little bit of a run. So we are going to be coming in very, very soon. I don't actually think there's much in the way of high-risk curbing, because we don't seem to be saving... Normally when you say avoid the high-risk curbs, your tire, like, wear use just goes, like, you know, you end up saving so much tires that you can just run on full aggression constantly. But that doesn't seem to be the case here at Silverstone, so we need to keep that one in mind. So Ricardo is now right on the tail of Esteban Ocon. Can he get past before we have to make something of this? We will have to see. We will definitely have to see. Man, Ocon is all over the back of Aerosmith. This is proving tricksy. However, Magnussen's tyres are about to hit the cliff. He's got still half of the lap to go before he can dive into the pit lane here. So this may give Aerosmith a chance to start closing up the gap, because Magnussen is basically going to hit the cliff imminently. So she's going to have about 1/4 of a lap to try and get past, and then use Magnussen as a bit of a buffer to get past. And Magnussen stays out. Magnussen stays out. Okay, let's see. So Yuki Tsunoda has lost one of the gears from his gearbox. That is entirely problematic. And Magnussen, with his really, really scuffed tires, is staying out. This is a really strange strategy call from the Team Haas team, because these tires are going to hit the cliff now, and when they hit the cliff, the performance is going to drop off exponentially, which is hopefully going to allow Aerosmith to close the gap. And Perez is the same, so got some really interesting calls here for tire use. We, I think, are just going to avoid... actually, we might not avoid the cliff, actually. But the cliff doesn't seem to be having that... Okay, I was going to say it's not having that much of an impact, but yes, it is. We're now within 0.3 of a second of Magnussen. God, I thought I heard a car spin off there. Jesus Christ. But we can't seem to find a way past them, which is interesting. I think because we're really having to defend from Esteban Ocon, that is preventing us from really catching up to Magnussen. Magnussen is definitely going to dive into the pits this time, as is Logan Sargent, Perez, and... Has he stayed out? Oh no, we're just not, we're not there yet. So Sargent and Perez are in the pits, and here comes Magnussen, or not. He's staying out.
Very good. So that's P16.
And Ricciardo gets past Esteban Ocon. Let's see how it happened. So this is the end of the DRS zone, and Ricciardo just sails around the outside, coming into the final complex before the start finish straight. So it is now a Hibble F1 16-17. Nice. Okay. For some reason or other, Magnussen is not going into the pit lane, but we definitely are. So this should help us actually get the undercut onto Magnussen, I reckon. So we are definitely going to come in this lap for new tires. Is that issue change? Okay, no, fine. So Perez and Sargent are going to find themselves now fairly low down the order, courtesy of their pit stops. And now on lap 16, Charles Leclerc is going to pit from the lead of this race. He did get past Max Verstappen on his Max Verstappen's well-worn set of softs. Carlos Sainz is on his own, having opened up the gap from Lando Norris by over 2 seconds. Oscar Piastri in 5th, with Yuki Tsunoda 5 seconds adrift. Hamilton is also in a race of his own, as is Russell, Alonso, Stroll, Bottas, and then Magnussen is in 12th place, leading the freight train consisting of Aerosmith, Ricciardo. Ocon is quite a bit back now. Zhao is 6.5 seconds off of their pace, with Perez desperately trying to chase him down, trying to repair his race. Hulkenberg in 18th is part of that train, and then Logan Sargent on his own in 19th, with Gasly in 20th, Albon 21st, and Juan Manuel Carrera in 22nd. Okay, Aerosmith has just hit the cliff, but we are pitting this time round. So let's see how this goes. Magnussen, with his really scuffed set of tires, is also pitting. So let's just see what we can make of this. If we can get a good pit stop here, like a really good pit stop, or if Magnussen has an issue, we may leapfrog him. I would think it unlikely, but we may be able to. No, he's gone. So a 2.69 is pretty good for Hibble F1. Pretty good for Hibble F1. And with our new set of medium tires, Aerosmith is going to come out in last place. But this is fine. So Magnussen's gone for hard, so he might be trying to one-stop this race, which is a bold strategy, but it seems a few people are going for the hard, so this could be quite interesting. And Oscar Piastri has picked up a mechanical fault as well.
The vibration's quite bad now.
So coming into the pit lane, yeah, he has picked up a mechanical fault. So we have done Aerosmith's first pit stop. And we're now going to be looking towards Ricciardo's first pit stop. So Ricciardo's now up to 12th place, slightly out of position with the pit stop order. We're not going to comment on his gains purely because we need to wait for everyone to take their pit stop before we have a good idea of where everyone is going to filter out. Out of the people who haven't pitted, yeah, Ricardo currently has the best tires, so this I think is going to give us quite a bit of flexibility coming into the later stages of the race. Yeah, Ocon has really had to burn through these tires, so if he is going to be on a two-stop strategy...
Ocon will have issues.
Ocon has picked up a fault as well. Okay, what's happened here?
Very strange car behavior now.
Okay, it doesn't give us a clue to what component has failed, but he is battling an issue. Okay. This is interesting. So this is going to allow Ricardo to hopefully maintain and possibly even extend this 1.5 second gap from Esteban Ocon. Zhao is now in the pits, who managed to get down to like 25% on his tyres, which is pretty ballsy going. So at this point, the only ones who've still to stop are George Russell, Valtteri Bottas, Daniel Ricciardo, and Esteban Ocon. And out of those cars, it is going to be my car, the Hibble F1 number 12. Who is position 12, sorry, who is going to be staying out the longest. We have just been overtaken by Perez, but that is not the worst thing in the world. He is in a much faster car than us, and also he has just had his pit stop. So the best thing that we can do is let him pass without a fight, and use him for as long as we can to get the DRS and get the tow as we are doing, and try and use that, or abuse that I guess, to extend our gap to Esteban Ocon, whose tyres are starting to rapidly give up the ghost, which is pretty good. I said that we were going to get lapped by around lap 35. We're currently on 20, and it looks like the leaders are approaching
Okay, understood.
Zhao's position. We're going to go to neutral ERS use in order to do this. When we come out, we're going to be probably around where Aerosmith is when we come out here. So yeah, I'm still predicting lap 35 for being lapped, which basically means in terms of our fuel strategy, I'm now looking towards row 2, which is a -1 row. So in that regard, in terms of fuel saving, we have an overall objective of -1.5, although we have a tolerance of 0.4. So this is -3.1 is currently acceptable. So I'm happy with this. So of the people who were on the medium tires to start the race, George Russell comes into the pits. There's now only 3 cars from this list who are left. Valtteri Bottas is getting absolutely bullied by 2 Aston Martins. Okay, our tires are kind of cold. We're going to need to watch the performance of this quite closely and see how this all pans out. So Ocon is in the pit, so it's now just Valtteri Bottas and Daniel Ricciardo who are going on their older tires. Let's see where Ocon comes out. So Magnussen's gone past Aerosmith. Is he going to be fighting with... Ooh, he might end up fighting with Aerosmith as he comes out the pit lane, or he's just going to get overtaken by Aerosmith. That is acceptable. He does have a newer set of tyres on, and they are softer tyres, so he will theoretically have more grip than Aerosmith. However, the longer we can keep him behind, the more his race gets kind of compromised. We are driving a wounded car. Yeah, we are driving a wounded car, so we do just need... I think Ricciardo is going to be our main, points getter of this race. Not that we're actually going to get points, but I mean, I think he is going to end up higher place finished than Aerosmith purely because of her mechanical fault, which is unfortunate. So all of the cars that haven't stopped yet, the Bottas is now in the pits. So this does just leave Daniel Ricciardo on his own, getting bullied by Logan Sargent. Again, we're just forcing him to eat his tires, which is going to play into the strategy later on, because if we can force him to eat through his tires just now, then this is going to allow, this is going to compromise him later in the run, and that might open the door for us to maybe steal some positions. It's about the strategy, guys. It's about the strategy. So we are now keeping Sargent behind. Bottas is going to come out in 18th place, right behind Juan Manuel Carrera. And we are still keeping Ocon behind us. Ocon is probably absolutely blowing a head gasket right now, because as it stands, he's having to eat tires just to.
Alrighty.
That's fine. He is having to eat tires just to try and overtake Aerosmith.
Okay,
He now does overtake Aerosmith, but he has taken a lot out of his tires just to achieve that. So that to me is a good fight. We can now use the so that was under was that under DRS? Yes, that was under DRS that Ocon had to use to get past Aerosmith, but now we can use his toe to try and get an advantage onto our speed. Similarly, Ricciardo with his well-worn medium tyres has lost out to Logan Sargent, but that's not the worst thing in the world. Sargent did have to use the DRS to get past, and even though he has newer, softer tyres, he is now eating 30% of the life out of them just to get past Daniel Ricciardo. Okay, in terms of pit stop, we can now come in, and now we can begin our stuffed stints. So at the end of this lap,
For
we
pit
are
stop,
going to
box,
come in.
Okay, box confirmed.
And do you know what? We have a little bit of juice to use. So let's set both drivers to deploy their shit. Actually, we want to try and hold on to this life best we can.
I want to see good management.
This tire life best we can. So Ricciardo has now fallen 2 seconds off the pace of Sargent. That shows you that tire life, tire compound advantage. But we've obtained our objective of kind of wounding his race by defending hard against him, which is good. So now, as the leaders are on lap 23, Charles Leclerc is in the lead of the race with Max Verstappen 6 seconds off the pace. Lando Norris is 8 seconds adrift in third, with Sainz, Piastri, Hamilton, Tsunoda, Russell, Alonso all in races of their own. Well, I say that. Alonso is fighting off of his teammate Lance Stroll for 9th place. Sergio Perez is in 11th, who is completely on his own from Logan Sargent. Ricciardo 2.5 seconds off the pace. Hulkenberg is on his own, as is Albon. Gasly is in.
Okay, then we'll pit lane.
Let's watch the pit lane. Let's watch this pit stop. So our team is kind of fatigued, and we are notoriously not good at doing pit stops. So let's see how this turns out. Long pit stop. Fuck. Okay, Aerosmith's mechanical fault is getting worse. Okay, a 2.7 seconds is not great. We now have a major fault. This will not resolve in time. So this is frustrating for us. And you can see here, by not hitting the high-risk curves, we're slightly above profile. So we're going to go to aggressive tire use and see if we can't make something of it.
And behind you is the...
Okay. So Ricciardo comes out of the pits in 21st position behind Aerosmith. Aerosmith has a fault, so... Oh, fuck, that's not one. Aerosmith has a fault, so we are going to tell her to not fight the teammate. I don't like using team orders, but in this case, she is driving a wounded car. So there is nothing to gain by her fighting against Ricciardo, and there is everything to lose by her fighting against Ricciardo. So let's have Ricciardo use the soft rubber we're actually just going to play this slightly by putting the Aerosmith ERS into top-up mode. Ooh, this is interesting. There's now a 5% chance of rain. That's interesting. Also, Russell has developed an issue.
Deployment out of 10 feels terrible.
So that is an ERS issue, it sounds like. Okay, so in terms of track details, it looks like there is a 5% chance of rain throughout the rest of the day. So, there we go.
Okay, keep an eye on your battery.
Okay,
Yep,
Ricardo has burned through ERS, but we are now on the tail of Aerosmith. We're now indeed within DRS range of Aerosmith, who is very much driving a wounded car right now. All we can do, we're coming up on halfway through the race, so all we can hope for is that we can get through the rest of this race without anything. Ricardo is now in the DRS range, and Aerosmith does let him pass. Nice, beautiful maneuver, allowing Ricardo to kind of pull away. And we are within the blue flag territory, so okay, earlier than I planned, but we are going to be lapped now. And so the lap is definitely going to take us into row number 1. So now we're now aiming for minus 2.5. For both of our drivers. I'm still hoping for a I'm still hoping for a safety car. We've not had one yet, but there is a 75% chance of safety car. That would really cement our fuel usage. Because as it stands right now, I'm not 100% sure that we are going to meet our criteria. So hang on, after 25 laps, we are... 2 by 50, yeah, okay, fine. So if there is no safety car, we are definitely going to have to conserve our fuel a little bit. Perhaps not with Aerosmith, because with her car fault, the way that it is, there is a reasonably good chance that she is probably going to get lapped a second time before the end of this race. This gearbox fault is really going to fuck us up, and so it's a fault with bad acceleration. And there's nothing that we can do about it at the moment. It's kind of irritating. I think we're basically just going to put her on neutral ERS use for the rest of the race, because I consider it quite unlikely we're going to be able to do anything with Aerosmith this race.
Okay, understood.
Ricardo's going to be the main go-getter of this race, and we do seem to have a bit of a mismatch strategy going on, with some people on hard, some on soft, some on medium, some are clearly 2 stopping, some are maybe 2 stopping, and some are clearly 1 stopping. This should be quite interesting the way that this marries up at the end of the race. As it stands right now, however, there's no kind of real battles of interest going on. So let's just go up to 2x. We don't do a great deal of time skipping during these episodes unless there's absolutely nothing going on. There is some side-to-side action with Hulkenberg and Albon, which could be interesting. They're going to have to... Oh my god, they're just literally glued together. Like glue, but that is going to help us because they have to eat tires to defend. Bottas, this has allowed Bottas to try and catch up on those two, so that is providing some definite advantages to our team. And we're going to slow it down a little bit because there is now some battles opening up. So Hulkenberg in 14th place is all of a sudden leading a freight train of Valtteri Bottas and Juan Manuel Carrera, who's come up from Formula 2. I was watching a Formula 2 race the other day and it's like, Juan Manuel Carrera, I know that name. I know that name from my F1 playthroughs. And basically, because we've stolen Daniel Ricciardo from Team RB, they have promoted Juan Manuel Carrera from Formula 2 into Formula 1. So I was like, I know that name! Okay, so this is all proving quite boisterous for the battle for 14th place. Bottas looks like he's cemented it really well, but he does have newer, softer tyres. Hulkenberg has newer tyres than Carrera, but they are harder tyres, whereas Carrera is once again about to hit the slip. I wonder if we are going to see any absolute, really weird Hail Marys, where there's teams getting, like Magnussen did, getting the tyres down to 20%. I think the reason that he was doing that was simply to try and go as long as possible to get onto this one-stop strategy. Although with his tyres at 60%, I'm not necessarily the most convinced he's going to survive a one-stop strategy on hard. Carrera has realised that discretion is a better part of valor, and he's going to come off of these now worn set of soft tyres. And so with that, the round of second pit stop is officially going to begin on lap 29. Our drivers.
In front of you is Ocon. Ocon 1.3. Don't worry.
Yeah, don't worry. Okay. We are not worried. So Carrera is going to come out of the pits, and both of my cars are ahead of him, including the wounded Aerosmith. So Aerosmith's objective is basically going to be to have Juan Manuel Carrera kind of be stuck behind her for a little while, to try and wear out his tyres for, again, that kind of late race advantage. Ricciardo has now caught up to the back of the Ocon, Gasly, Ricciardo train. Bottas is on fire. He is in his 14th place, and he's chasing down Alexander Albon. So this does not bode well for us, because in terms of our championship points, we must keep Sauber and Alpine behind us. This is really, really important. So it's important that we keep them behind us, and it's integral that we keep them out of the points. And that's going to basically extend for Williams and Haas as well. And Bottas is up to 13th place. He is on a roll. Well, we didn't last long against Juan Manuel Carrera, unfortunately. Aerosmith is making it difficult for him. Oh, Jesus Christ. And it just runs wide for no reason. Okay, fine. But yeah, Juan Manuel Carrera with his newer tyres is going to go. And unfortunately, we can't stay in the tow because it's just going to affect... Well, actually, we're not overheating the engine. We're not overheating right now, so let's... Okay. We'll keep avoiding high-risk curbs, but we will no longer worry about driving in clean air, because our engine is pretty cool. If it starts getting too hot again, then we will switch that back on. But let's just see if we can stay on the back of Juan Manuel Carrera. We are on damage management with Aerosmith, so let's just see what we can make of this. Just see what we can make of this event, huh? So Ricciardo has stopped, so that medium set is used up. Still not seen a safety car that would really help our race a little bit. And yeah, already Aerosmith is out of DRS. Well, actually, I was going to say she's out of DRS range, but she does have the DRS open. This might be our safety car.
I got it from behind.
Ricciardo.
You okay?
Crashed.
Yeah, I'm okay.
Let's see what happened there.
What happened?
Now just keep your eyes on Gasly here.
So
Cutting it
Ricciardo
so
goes for the
close.
overtake.
And the impact on the car, it's quite clear. That will have knocked their confidence, I'm sure.
So Ricardo dive bombed the inside on Gasly,
And for the crew watching on in the
it's not
garage,
paid off.
that really must have been a hard one to take.
I have a fear that Ricardo may have a front left puncture. No, apparently we're doing okay.
In front of us, Gasly.
His driver confidence has gone to absolute potato. So that's not.
So we keep focusing on the pace.
Yeah. Okay. Fine. It seems we got away with that then in the nicest possible way. Let's see if we. So collision. Okay. Race control deemed it a racing incident. If I was a racing steward there,
You're doing a good job.
it was a bit of
We
an
have Ocon
aggressive
in
Hail
front.
Mary from Ricardo.
Ocon 1.2 in front.
Probably, if I was thinking with an independent hat on, I probably would have been less forgiving on Ricardo. But
Well,
interestingly,
yeah, right. It certainly looks like they've developed a fault.
Hulkenberg is riding the struggle bus. So it seems quite a lot of drivers have picked up mechanical fault. However, Aerosmith, unfortunately, is the one who is currently most injured.
Right of you is Ocon.
We are gaining, so
Ocon,
Ricardo is
1.2
gaining
in
on
front.
Esteban Ocon. So it should be quite interesting.
Just head down.
I wonder if these guys. So Gasly's gonna go on the softs again for the last stint of this race. I wonder if, because if Ocon goes on softs for till the end of the race, he's gonna really struggle to maintain that. But now that we're on lap 30 or 32, let's have a little check of the stop of this race. So Charles Leclerc has retained his lead of the race, with Max Verstappen in third and Carlos Sainz has just taken Max Verstappen in second. Carlos Sainz is in third, having just taken the fastest lap. Lando Norris is in fourth, gaining on Sainz. Piastri is fifth. Tsunoda is in sixth. A great showing from Team RB, actually. Lewis Hamilton is chasing down Tsunoda in seventh place, with George Russell 6 seconds off pace. Perez has found himself up to 9th place, having started at the back of the field, and Alonso is in 10th, followed by Stroll, Sargent, Bottas, Bottas is currently fighting off against Alexander Albon. Hulkenberg, with his newly developed fall, is in 15th place, with Magnussen in 16th, Ocon in 17th, who is holding off Daniel Ricciardo. Let's see if he can't make it happen, and then the rest of the field is kind of in a race of their own.
Okay, that's Ocon ahead of you.
Okay, with our new tires, we are coming into the DRS zone. Can we get past Esteban Ocon? Oh, Ricardo's trying to choose the outside line. Okay, Ocon has caught up to Magnussen, which I didn't quite expect. But this is going to have a bearing on how we manage to get past. So it's now a three-way fight for 16th place, with Magnussen on the really worn set of hard tires, and Ocon nearly a second off the drift, and Ricciardo is still hunting down Ocon like nobody's business. So over the start-finishing line, we're coming through the opening complex of the lap, and we are about to come down the first of two DRS zones. So Ricciardo with his 12% newer tire life on Esteban Ocon. The DRS open.
Ocon in front of you.
He dives down the inside line, and he sails clean past. That was pretty
So we just have to
huge.
get head down.
We're now within 1 second of Magnussen, who's on his well-worn
Okay, that's
set
good,
of
very good.
hard tires.
Magnussen ahead of you.
So we should, with hopes, prayers, and good vibes, be able to chase down Magnussen and make something of this position. Magnussen is himself right next to Hulkenberg, who his tires are rapidly approaching the cliff. So between tire wear and his mechanical fault, Magnussen is closed right up. So this is now a three-way battle for 15th place. Gasly is fighting for his life against Esteban. Gasly is fighting for his life against Juan Manuel Pereira, and Aerosmith is being chased down by Zhao. Aerosmith has the wounded car that has limited acceleration, but Zhao has a really worn set of soft tires, so maybe they're going to be evenly matched? Who knows? Who knows? Ricardo has found the way past Hulkenberg, and
On ramp
Magnussen had
P16.
got past the both of them. Let's see how this happened for Ricardo. So where are we? Was that is this Luffield? So that would have been the end of the DRS zone. Yes, okay. So yes, the end of the DRS zone. Into Luffield, we achieve the pass to get us up into 17th place, which is pretty good. If Hulkenberg stops now, I think he's going to have to go on to another set of mediums. I don't see that a soft is going to last the rest of this
Hulkenberg
race.
behind.
So he's either 3-stopping or there's going to be a little bit of interestingness going on.
Okay, keep it clean.
There.
Focus on the pace.
So Ricardo now with his 12% Neurolife tyres is right on the back of Magnussen. We've just come out of Luffield, so we're coming down to
Dead on tires when you can, please.
the OG start-finish straight,
I'm
if
taking
you
a bit of a
will.
hit.
Out of curiosity, we are... Okay, yeah. So yeah, we're coming down onto the OG start-finish straight. And there's no DRS here, but we are right on the back of Magnussen. We triggered the DRS zone, so no matter what, we are going to get DRS as we come out of the Maggots Beckett's complex. And we go on to the back straight on this circuit. The DRS is open. Ricardo has chosen the inside line. And we get past coming into the final complex. And that is going to see Ricardo up into 15th place. Both Williams have stacked in the pits. That's a really interesting choice. Oh, that is... beautiful. Beautiful pit stop from the Williams team, which kind of pisses me off because that isn't good for us. But a beautiful double stat for Team Williams. Our next car pit is going to be it's going to be Aerosmith on lap 36, which will be lap 37 on the board because we are a lap down. So we'll have to see what we can make of this. Aerosmith is, as a reminder, in a very, very wounded car. So our objective is basically going to be to try and hold up the people that come out in front of us. Basically, just as long as we can. Let's see. So the Williams have both gone onto medium tires, and that will see them through to the end. Ricardo is going to have a set of softs. So although we are going to come down fairly far down this order, it is going to give us the chance to have, you know, some good rubber, which is pretty good. Oh, Magnussen isn't our DRS. He's trying to fight us off with them hard tires. Do you know what? Let's just gun it with the ERS.
Overtake available.
Let's just try and pull out this advantage from Magnussen. Because what we need to do is we need to get Magnussen out of DRS zone, so he drops into the DRS of Logan Sargent, which will then just allow us some free space to pull away and hopefully try and catch up on Bottas. Hopefully. Aerosmith's wounded race is continuing down in 19th place. Her pit stop is going to be coming up imminently. So I think we are going to signal it next lap. What are we on just now? Yeah, okay, so it's going to be next lap that we come in for our pit stop onto another set of soft tires. And that will be the last set.
Keep looking after your tires. Keep looking after your tires. You did a very good job.
Tire use is currently really good. It's fuel use that I'm really concerned about, I'm going to be honest with you. So we need to get down to minus 1.7 by the end of the race. And I don't see currently that we're going to do that. It's going to be close, but it's like really risky close. So a safety car now would be perfection for me. Hey Carrera, have you got a crash in you? He, I think, is. I think Juan Manuel Carrera is the biggest crasher on the field this race. This season, unfortunately, closely followed behind by Ricardo. At Beams. Hulkenberg with his newer rubber did get past Aerosmith. That's not unexpected. Yeah, fine. That's fine. Yeah, I'm not sure what was going on with the timing beams there. The timing seems to be all fucky-wucky down the bottom of the grid. Okay. Alright. So this is us now on our optimum pit lane strategy. So we're going to come in for a brand new set of soft tires for Aerosmith. And so let's just burn through what you've got. Let's just burn through what we have for Aerosmith. So we're going to pit this lap, which means Ricardo is going to pit in next lap. So Ricardo, I'm not sure we can really set. Okay, let's just get his stuff confirmed in. Okay, fine. We're not going to get our precious safety car, I don't think. So let's just go for a set of softs. And this will see us through to the end of the race.
Box.
Box confirmed.
Okay, so Aerosmith is pitting this lap. Ricardo is pitting... let's just confirm that it's definitely this lap. Yeah, okay, so it's definitely this lap for Ricardo, who is in the process of being overtaken.
Okay.
Oh, this is a risky set of fighting. Wow. Wow, poor Sargent got bullied. Sargent got absolutely freaking bullied there. Jesus Christ. Ricardo, I have to be honest, hasn't been the most fair racer this race. He's been fighting hard and he's run a couple of people off. He's had a crash as well. Oh, 2.5. That is a huge stop for Aerosmith. Shame she's at the bottom of the field and she's not going to make a great deal of fucking progress. Great. Terrific. Fine. Does that give us anything on the top 10 pit stops? Yeah. Okay. I think we're just gonna have to see how we go for Aerosmith. I think another driver is going to have to crash or retire for us to gain a position on Aerosmith, which is really unfortunate. That's 6 places lost for Aerosmith. Ricardo has gained quite a few places, however, but once we come out of this pit stop, barring I think only one other person, which is Yuki Tsunoda. Yeah, this is basically going to be our race. So this is going to show us the position where people are. So 2.6 stop for Ricardo. Not great, not terrible.
Hülkenberg pit exit.
So we're going to come out and we're going to come out right next to Hulkenberg, right behind Hulkenberg, unfortunately.
Okay,
but we
so
are
it's currently
going to
P18.
We're going to be within a second.
Our next one is
of
Hülkenberg.
him. So hopefully, do we get DRS here? Or were we just too far
Ocon
back?
behind us.
I'm not too
Ocon
sure.
5.2 behind.
No, okay, we're just too far
15
back.
laps to go after this one.
But we've got newer tires and we've got softer tires than Hulkenberg. So our hope is that we can. Our hope, we're aiming for 16th place. Okay, we are aiming to get up to 16th place behind Valtteri Bottas. Getting past him would be the icing on the cake. That would guarantee that Sauber are kept behind us. Aerosmith is basically just, you know, do what you can, kiddo. see what you freaking can. Okay, Ricardo's going to be on neutral ERS use. And yeah, we're just going to leave Aerosmith. This is basically going to be Aerosmith's, the end of Aerosmith's race. So, we're currently, how are we doing for lap downs? So we're currently 1 lap down with the leader Leclerc. Okay, I think we're still going to aim to be 1 lap down. And this isn't good for us. So we need to be at minus 1.5 within the next 10 laps. Let's let Ricardo race.
And that's Ocon directly behind you.
Let's go to conserve for Aerosmith. And let's just see how we go here.
Head on.
So Ricardo is going for the overtake on Hülkenberg, and that is nice and easy. Nice and easy. Let's see if we can't pull out that gap on Hülkenberg a little bit.
Okay, currently P17. Magnussen ahead of you. 3 seconds.
So yeah, we kind of need to close down on Magnussen. We've got no ERS. We've got no ERS left on Daniel Ricciardo. That's why the red light is flashing. That's basically, you know, ERS is spent.
We are happy with tires.
Yep,
Oh,
understood.
look at that Hibble F1 car. Oh, beautiful. I really like this design that we done came up with. Really nice. Show UI. I was pressing G instead of H. So like, why is that not working? Okay, Hülkenberg is out of DRS zone, so let's do the fuel conservation here.
And keep up a bit of lift off for fuel, please.
So this is going to slow us up quite considerably, but it will allow us to recover about 10% more fuel per lap, which is fine. I think that is, in the long run, going to cost us time to Magnussen, but I'm reasonably... It's more important for us right now to finish the race than it is for us to... It's more important for us to finish the race than for it is to get past Magnussen. At this point, Daniel Ricciardo has made up 5 places. So this is a great run for Ricciardo. He is my #1 driver in 13th place in the World Championship. So the more, like, if we finish here, this is better than not finishing Aerosmith. Like, fine. She's still doing good in the World Championship, but we're kind of less concerned with her outcome. Hulkenberg, with his wounded car and harder tires, cannot keep up with us even on the lower fuel concentration. We're gonna let these guys get to 1.8 and then we'll put them back to normal fuel use. So at normal fuel use, they are gaining, according to my numbers, 1 kilogram every 25 laps. So that's 0.1 kilograms every 2.5 laps. So yeah, yeah, that should be fine. So yeah, this should be fine here, because all we have to do is gain 0.2, 0.3 kilograms, and we'll be fine. So that's gonna be 9 laps, which we've got. You a bit more, but yeah, no, this is gonna be fine. So we're gonna get the fuel use back to normal. We are currently doing okay.
Hülkenberg behind.
Hülkenberg behind.
Hülkenberg 3.8 behind.
So despite the restricted fuel use from not having a safety car, we are actually gaining on Magnussen. We've gone from a 3-second
1.9.
gap down to a
That's okay.
1.9 second gap, and we are 10 laps to go. So we're going to go back to balanced. So I think this is going to be fine for
We will
us.
not need lift off.
Okay, understood.
So this should be us good for the rest of the race. Oh, hang on. Have I miscalculated? Oh, I have miscalculated. We're good until the end of the race now. I could actually probably increase engine mapping on our drivers and still be okay. Okay, let's try and build up some ERS for when we get within
Charge on.
range of Magnussen.
Understood.
I think it is definitely going to happen. I think catching up to Bottas is going to be a hard ask, given that he is 10 seconds ahead of Magnussen. But given that we're ahead of Magnussen, given that we're ahead of Team Haas, having both Haas's behind us will be important for championship connotations.
We just keep the head
Remember,
down on
when
way to as
if-
best as we can, okay?
if points are evenly matched, then it comes down to like highest finishes. So yeah, we just need to we need to keep that one in, right? Because Haas have 1 point, so we're already ahead of them with our 4. Do we have 4 points or 3 points? No, we have 3 points. Williams have 4, so we're already ahead of them. But if it does come down to place finishes, having both Haas's behind us, even though neither of our drivers are scoring points in this race, will be pretty huge. The
No
big news.
concern on tire wear.
The big news right now is
Okay,
that
gotcha.
neither Williams nor Haas is getting points this race, which is fine unless there's like an almighty crash on top. And yeah, okay, so this is looking good. I think RB.
Magnussen 1.4.
I think RB
That's
already
okay.
have points, so we don't have to worry about them. But yeah, that's the big thing. We need to see if we can try and catch up to. Wow, that would be an interesting development if we could not finish last place. That'd be pretty good for us, I reckon. That would be pretty good indeed. Okay, so we're within a second and a half now of Kevin Magnussen for 16th place. We are slowly closing this gap down, trying to ride the dirty air to Magnussen. Now, 0.2 seconds, so we're going to be too far back coming into the DRS zone. So, ooh, and Charles Leclerc in the lead of this race has developed an issue. Do we know what it is?
Quiet, big vibration.
Okay, that could be an engine issue, that could be a gearbox issue, could be an ERS issue, could be a tire issue, it could be anything, it's not really helpful, but he does have an issue, which is could make the end of this race very spicy.
Go ahead,
indeed. Very, very spicy indeed. Okay, Ricardo is up to relatively peak performances, which is quite good for Ricardo. However, that gap has opened up to a second and a half,
How is this tire?
which isn't ideal. We really do want to get past Magnussen before the end of this race. Speaking of getting past, Bottas with his softer tires has gotten past Logan Sargent for 14th place, which isn't ideal for us. And there does seem to be a little bit of a freight train developing behind Alexander Albon in 12th place. So he is 36 seconds adrift of Lance Stroll, and Carrera is almost within touching distance of Albon, and Bottas is almost within touching distance of Carrera, and Sargent is almost within touching distance of Valtteri Bottas. So if we can get past Kevin Magnussen, if this fight, this four-way battle for 12th place starts to come to a head towards the end of the race, we might be quids in to make something of this. So I think what we want to do here, I'm loath to play about with fuel levels, but I think we're just going to tell Ricardo to burn ERS until
Overtake
the
available.
end of this
Understood.
race. Oh, actually, hang on, no, let's not. Let's
Charge on.
harvest
Okay.
until this car comes past us. So this is,
Charge on.
Okay,
is it
cheers.
Perez? Yeah, okay. So we'll wait until Perez comes past us. So Ricardo is going to get the blue flags. Okay. Ricardo listens to the blue
You
flags.
can use overtake if you need.
So from here, come on, you. So from here, we are now going to burn through our ERS. Use it as you have got it, and we are going to try and close down this gap. So yes, we're now 3 seconds adrift of Magnussen, but we are able to chase down behind Perez, following in his dirty air, and then eventually Magnussen is going to get blue flagged. So if that happens at an ideal opportunity, which it might do if he can do it here. So Ricardo, so you get DRS if there is a car within 1 second in front of you. It doesn't mean to say that you get it if you are within like a second of a car that is like directly in front of you in like racing position. So even though Perez is in 6th place and we are in 17th, he is still within a second in front of us, so we still get DRS. So that has allowed us to take 2 seconds off of this time. We don't have any DRS left, we're just using it as we get it. But hopefully, if these blue flags come at a non-ideal time for Magnussen, this will allow us to close right up. Yes, okay. So, Ocon has developed a more serious issue, and the blue flags have come at the worst possible timing for Kevin Magnussen, which has allowed Ricardo to get past on the DRS. It is going to be wheel to wheel. But yeah, huge, huge, huge for both of our drivers. So that was a DRS pass. Let's watch it again because, yay! Nice. Just around that outside line. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. Alrighty. Nice. I wish they recorded more than one overtaking line for each driver. You're going to hear that one ad nauseum. As for Aerosmith, she has brought the gap down from 4 seconds down to 3.3. I don't see us. I don't see us doing anything for the rest of this race. Unfortunately, I think it is going to be a 20th place finish. So as for Ricardo, we are pulling away from Kevin Magnussen. The three-way battle for, the four-way battle for 12th place has become a three-way battle for 13th. So there is still a chance this could, if they start getting the elbows out, this could allow Ricardo to come into the fight. But currently at 12 seconds off the pace, nearly 13 seconds off the pace, I'm not convinced that is going to happen, unfortunately. So yeah, so our drivers have literally swapped positions during this race. Ricardo started 22nd and is hopefully going to finish 16th, and Aerosmith started 16th and is going to finish 22nd unless the ball gets terminal, in which case you're not going to finish at all, but fingers crossed that doesn't happen. We're currently on lap 4, or the leaders are on lap 48 out of 52. So we're going to have one less lap to deal with, which is why I'm not worried about that fuel delta warning, because we're racing to lap 51. So it says 6 more laps, but it's only 5 more laps, so I'm not worried about that too much. Let's see. So Ricardo has now pulled out a nearly 2-second gap on Kevin Magnussen. But yeah, there is no way we catch up to this train unless there is an accident. So we're basically just on race limitation. And Aerosmith is now getting more and more adrift with her wounded car. So yeah, I think barring any last lap dramas, this is the finishing order for our cars. Pardon me, got the hiccups. In terms of the rest of the race, everyone's pretty stable down to 7th place, where Yuki Tsunoda is hunting down Hamilton. Hamilton on hard tyres and Tsunoda on softer tyres. Both have about the same life left in them. And then there is this three-way battle for 13th place. The applauses are going up. The crowd knows it's near the end of this race. I'm going to try and get rid of these hiccups.
5 more laps.
Okay.
It says 5, but it's actually 4. Leaders have 4 more laps to go. So yeah, this battle for 13th isn't really amounting to too much. Oh, Hulkenberg's issue has just worsened. That is not good for Hulkenberg. Let's see what the team have to say about it.
There! Oh dear, that's not what they need right now.
Doesn't tell us what it is. Okay. Fine. So leaders have 3 laps to go. We are, in terms of leaders, so Aerosmith, yeah, okay, fine. So yeah, Ricciardo has enough fuel to finish this race, and Aerosmith has enough fuel that I could actually put her on maximum engine mapping, but I don't want to because of this gearbox issue. This is going to be entirely problematic. Valtteri Bottas has developed a mechanical issue in the late stages of this race. Got more leaders coming through. So we are reaching the conclusion of this race. Is this fight going to come to a head? Even if it does come to a head, it's going to have to come to a head in such a way that gives us 12 seconds to catch up. So that would have to be like a spin, or maybe even trip into the barriers. But they are spreading out. They are starting to spread out. So I'm not seeing that there's going to be any magic that happens. And Zhao has developed a mechanical fault. Ooh. Could just give an opportunity for Aerosmith in the dying stages of this race. The answer is probably fucking not. But we will see. Logan Sargent has found a way past Juan Manuel Carrera for 14th place. He's going to try and use the last couple of laps to close down this gap. Oh, hear that crowd. Hear that crowd. And Sargent tries to get past Bottas. He's done it. He has absolutely done it. So Sargent has found the second wind in the dying stages of this lap to get both cars past, both Williamses past the Sauber of Valtteri Bottas.
Ocon will have issues.
Ocon's issue has worsened as well, which really isn't good. Ocon's car, I think, is rapidly falling apart. This is why we've been on maximum conservation to try and avoid this exact thing. But hey ho. So Daniel Ricciardo is still 12 seconds off of Juan Manuel Carrera. So I don't think there's very much of a chance of us. I don't see there's any real chance of us doing anything here. Aerosmith in 22nd place. Yeah, even with Zhao with his mechanical fault, there is nothing that we can. There is nothing that we can do to catch him up. That 4-second gap is just insurmountable. With how wounded our car is. That's my bad. I took the restart to see if that was a bug that Daniel Ricciardo was disqualified, and I forgot to swap the gearbox of Aerosmith. So, on the final lap of this race, Charles Leclerc is in first, who is 6 seconds to the good of Max Verstappen. Carlos Sainz is 13 seconds adrift in third. Barring any major last lap disasters, that is going to be your top 3. Norris in 4th, Piastri in 5th, Perez in 6th, then Hamilton, who is still ahead of Yuki Tsunoda, George Russell in 9th, Alonso in 10th. Stroll is 11th, and Albon has now leading a two-way battle between the teammates of Albon and Sargent. Bottas is in 14th, fighting off against Juan Manuel Carrera. Ricciardo is in a race of his own in 16th. Then Magnussen, Ocon, Hulkenberg, Gasly, Zhao, and Aerosmith are the remainder of your race order. So there is now just half a lap to go for our cars here. I think Ricciardo is going to have to do one more lap after this. We are still definitely laps. I'm not have to worry about fuel use. Okay. Yeah, my little fuel table at the bottom is quite handy, so I can just print these now. It's great. I don't have to worry about printer ink anymore.
Okay, understood.
So this is Charles Leclerc, who's just overtaken George Russell. So that is 9th place, getting overtaken by 1st place. And Charles Leclerc comes across the finish line to take the checkered flag in 1st place. Next is going to be Verstappen.
Charles Leclerc is
And then
today's winner.
Sainz. Let's see on this battle. So the battle of the Williams is going to be next over the line. We will see. So Gasly's about to cross the finish line, and then Zhao and Aerosmith, so their race is about to be done. But there is 2 more battles to be decided on the final closing corners of this here race. So here we go. So Sargent is still ahead, half a second to the good of Alexander Albon. And I think they are going to hold their race order. Juan Manuel Pereira has fell off of the back of Valtteri Bottas. So I think Bottas is going to be relatively secure over the line. And Ricciardo, in the end, did get the gap down to 16th place. And so, yeah, our drivers have effectively swapped places over the course of this race. We finished 16th for Ricciardo and 22nd for Aerosmith. Go. Alright. And that is the British Grand Prix. Bit of a disappointing result for us, but still.
This is a wonderful moment for Charles Leclerc as well. Such a beautiful result.
That was a really well-executed race, I thought. Major credit to the driver, the pit wall, and the whole team for that win.
That makes it all worth it,
Why the
doesn't
fuck
it?
is one of my
See,
pit crew there?
ready to
Why the fuck
share
is
the
one of my pit
celebrations.
crew there? What the fuck?
And the Monegasque
Traitor.
driver certainly proved his worth with a terrific drive today.
Win number 5 is in the bag. They pulled out all the stops, pushing hard to earn that victory.
Well, we might be in Britain, but our podium finishers won't be celebrating with a cup of tea tonight. They'll be staying true to Formula One tradition.
They'll be getting bevied.
Well, Karun, how do you think they'll be feeling in the team garage at the end of that?
Well, it was a bit of a mixed bag here. Some things went their way, but others didn't. I think their main target now will be finding some consistency for sure.
And here in Silverstone, the weekend now draws to a close.
Next round, we're moving on to an exhilarating circuit. Formula One will be taking to the Hungaroring for the Hungarian Grand Prix.
Alright. So, at the conclusion of that race, Raven Aerosmith finished last place with her wounded car. We did bring it home for a finish, which is fine. Losing, but she lost 6 places in the process. Ricciardo gained 5 places to take 16th place, so our drivers swapped around. But at the important end of the grid, Max Verstappen lost 1 place to take 2nd, and Charles Leclerc gained 1 to take the lead of this race, which is hopefully going to improve his prospects in the Drivers' World Championship and close that down even more. So the gap is 17 between them. So if Max Verstappen does not finish a race and Charles Leclerc takes 2nd, then he would take the lead of this race. If they finish Charles Leclerc first and Max Verstappen, again, it's probably going to take 3 races for Leclerc to overtake Verstappen, but he has closed that gap right down. Remember, after the opening round, the gap was like 50 apart for them, so this battle for the lead is really quite far on. Down the potato end of the order, there is no change. Although the finishes were not ideal, there is no change in points. So both of our drivers still retain 13th and 14th in the Drivers' World Championships. None of our competitors gained points, so there's no change in the Constructors World Championship. And if we look at the fastest pit stop, look at that. That 2.5 second stop. That 2.5 second stop was the 6th fastest of the day. The 6th fastest. That is the best that we have performed all year. Ah, beautiful. So that now sees us gain 8 places in the overall report. We're still 11th, but we're now a lot closer to Haas than we were before. So that's quite good for us. That's really quite good for us. Yeah, that pit stop was phenomenal. Good, okay. Maybe I just need to have my guys chill out a little bit more. So we only got one of our race objectives, so that's kind of unfortunate for Aerosmith. But still we get half a million bonus, which is pretty good.
We could go easy on the team kills.
This bar.
Just saying.
Oh my god.
Are you fucking serious?
Where the fuck did they get there?
What's happening? Oh.
What the fuck? You fucking bitch!
Oh, here he is. Ka-chow!
Get your dilly vegetables.
Strawberry isn't a vegetable, you fucking mortal!
Let's go! Come on! Yeah!
But I'm looking down to plant the bomb.
Yeah, but he could. Okay. Just because you can't see him. Oh! You can say if you want to, you can fuck a hooker. Are we ready for the flesh?
Are you ready for Tony Hawk's Pro Flesh Tunnel?
Throttle down, throttle up.
You don't like it. Okay, I'm
Oh! Fuck!
What does the army say?
Fuck.
Fuck.
Fuck!
Fuck.
Oh yeah.
I literally can't move.
I've spawned it in the barrel of water.
You're really fast, and I am very good with ropes. That came out badly. Shut up.
We waited all this fucking time for you to download the game, and you fucking get yourself banned!
Doesn't hit as hard as life does. Jesus Christ, that was deep. Who hurt you? Shit.
Say the word exterminate.
Just up, down there, right behind you, up the stairs. There we go.
No, that's my character! Oh, I got it. Ah! Fuck! Fudge! Oh lord, he's right there! What? Stop the zombie apocalypse, I want to talk about paddle steamers! What are you doing, aircraft? Fuck, I'm dead. Not good, not good, not good!
Why is it a planter in the fucking hallway?
Well, because that's where I'm gonna do my fucking plants, isn't it? Come cannon! Fucking die!
But he talks, oh, like this. No, wait, that's not right. Choity-matoity-woities. That's...
There's a cooker! Oh lord! Oh yes! I shuriken the lights out of that!
Why have I been sent to prison?
Oh, holy fuck! That motherfucker just sank the bus. Do you have any idea how many different bones you have?
I'm a jellyfish.
Fuck! Fuck! Fucking dumbass.
God damn it!
Absolute fucking.
Why did that not go through?
Cause you suck. What the moon doing? Bitch, I can't be outnumbered. I don't know how to can.
That's a fucking threat.
Then beat them the balloon. Oh, I thought you were gonna hit us up with the Roger Roger in that voice.
Roger, Roger.
Speed sign. You... Fucking hard mode.
Ah, you bitch!
Ah, okay, that's no bueno. This is no bueno. This is very no bueno. All right, let's just abandon.
Surprise, motherfucker!
Can we handbrake this with all the people inside? Oh, fuck yeah, we can. Fuck yeah.